Charlie Hubert describes himself as someone who used to be extremely shy, especially around women, to the point of being voted most likely to break out of his shell in college. But now he could walk into a room and quickly become the guy people gravitated towards, and he wants to tell you how to be just like him. He manages a channel called Charisma-on-Command, where he gives you tips and tricks to get better at talking to people. One thing I've noticed about him is he must be very good at business. He has a ton of views and subs to the extent I'm sure he has genuinely helped some people. There are a lot of comments like, "Thanks for this great vid. Really well broken down. Brotherhood. One of the most eye-opening and practical video I have ever seen. Perfect channel for sociopaths to learn from. Does this guy bother y'all? Cause he makes me wanna die. Well, that last one seems a little harsh, and it has a lot of upvotes, but he's probably not that bad, he's just trying to help people. And I've been trying not to be so judgmental lately, so when I saw this guy's video in my feed, I clicked it thinking, well, maybe this guy is just helping out people who struggle with social cues. Maybe he's done his research and has sources backing up what he says. It must have a lot of views for a reason.
We don't always realize it, but it is often in very, very small moments that people decide whether they like us or whether they don't. And that is why in this video, I want to give you 6 things that you can use to make people like you immediately.
6 psychological tricks to make anyone like you immediately. Well, I can already tell you, it doesn't work. I checked the description for any kind of citation or sourcing, because making someone like you immediately is kind of a ridiculously huge claim to make. And I found this. And I thought, well, that looks like a blatant, shady scam. Nope. You know what? Let's give this a fair, non-judgmental chance and see what it is. Okay, so it says fact and 80%, and I wanted to check his claims, so I clicked on click here to watch now, but all I got was this stupid pop-up that was like, give me your email to download this video. I was like, alright, sure. You can have my very real email for your very real service. So I checked my email and he didn't even send me the video, and there were no sources in the email either for that 80% crap. Instead, there's just this clearly legit blog post that contradicts everything he just said in that first video. To be interesting, be interested. Get them talking about themselves.
Get people talking about what they love.
Okay, so at least that much aligns with what he's saying.
With all of these questions, no matter what topic you're on, if you can go, how did you like it? Tell me, what did you like about it? When they share with you what they love, they're going to associate you with that amazing feeling.
The blog is like, all questions, good ones too, but people will tire eventually. You just said to do that.
You get me talking about comic books, I'm going to really enjoy my conversation with you, and I'm going to like you as a result.
So it sounds like he's saying, ask people a bunch of questions about themselves and their interests when you first meet them, but also, they'll get sick of you if you do that. I know the blog post and the video are not addressing each other, but they are talking about the same thing. It's supposed to be about making connections like never before. They should at least be consistent. I was curious if there were any other weird contradictions like that in any of his other content. I figure maybe this is just outdated and there's more recent stuff on the rest of his site. So I had a look at the other articles for inconsistencies, and I sure found some. Here's one of the articles on his site, and dude, there is no way a real person with real experiences would have ever written this. But let's pretend. Let me put on my cool alpha male voice. Cool alpha. I look around, and there's this table of 8 girls in the back. So I go over there, and I'm like, I have a rose for you. And they're like, what? And I'm all, I want to give this thing to you. And one of them is like, to who? And I'm all you guys. And they're like, no. Like there's literally like 8 O's in there. And then one of them says, you have to pick. So I look at all of them, and one of them is not as ugly as the other ones, you know? She's kind of cute. And I'm like, hey, here's a rose for you, because you're the least ugly one. And then the entire table erupts with cheers and applause. And I'm all, yeah, I'm the coolest, I'm the coolest guy. Maybe I'm being too cynical. There's a chance that he gave her a rose and everyone clapped. It's a possibility. Oh, wait, the everyone clapped thing. I actually feel like I've heard that before. Is this story famous? Hang on, I know I've seen it somewhere. The entire train applauded, everyone stood up and cheered, etc. The teller or another person allegedly gains admiration of the surrounding public. The line is often considered a giveaway sign of a fabricated story. Thing that happened at store. True story. Hello, gay man. Hello. You're bad. No, he's not. Dang it. Oh, I see now. I get it. I don't have any more non-judgmental energy left. Even if that Rose's story is true, which it's not, why would you ever tell anyone? And why would you write anything else after that? This girl that he gave a rose to, he pesters her for a date. She stands him up after like 3 days of him bothering her and like freaking out that she's not texting him back. He bumps into her at a bar, and she's had some drinks, and he's like, let's go to this secluded part of the bar and listen to music on my phone together. And she's like, you can't kiss me. And he says, I have given this girl a rose out of the blue, dealt with her ignoring my calls, broke through her icy exterior so that we're enjoying one another's company, and now I'm 12 inches from her face while she locks eyes with me and tells me not to kiss her. Yeah, I mean, this fake girl in your fake story sure is given real signs of being uncomfortable, and you think you're being a nice guy because you're not attacking her face with your mouth. Aw, man. You're really friending my zone right now. But of course, in the comments of the blog post, the girl is totally fine with it. She even fact-checked the story of how she rejected him and was excited for him to post it. He says, she stayed about 6 inches from my face for the duration of the conversation and held eye contact. She is Brazilian. There is a culture down there, oh no, where men are expected to chase women, women are expected to play coy verbally before hardcore making out with people. I think there's a bit more nuance to the culture than you realize. I was curious if this guy even actually met this girl, because he put up a screenshot of her in a public Facebook post. So I figure if I do enough Googling, I should be able to find out more about her. I looked her up, and I don't want to get her doxxed or anything, so I'm gonna censor all of her personal stuff. But she is just some random Instagram model. In the blog post, Charlie calls her Gabrielle, and I would have understood if he was trying to change her name for the sake of anonymity. Her name is definitely not Gabrielle. It's something Turkish, because she is Turkish, not Brazilian. And she's not even friends with anyone called Charles or Charlie on Facebook.
Women oftentimes will touch men here on their arms. Hopefully men are not doing the same thing to women, but that's just something to pay attention to.
And then he goes off and bothers another fictional girl. He says, I touch her on the arm before she can pass by.
But that's just something to pay attention to.
Hey, do you speak English? A little. Yes, I shout and give her a great big bear hug. We touch each other like crazy. I give her high fives and hugs when she makes me laugh. Honestly, for her sake, I really hope she's the least funny person in the world. His best friend said, dude, every day down here you wander around talking to strangers. The first day you walked into a woman's shoe store and asked the cashier on a date. I don't know anyone who loves social interactions as much as you. Yeah, I know when I want to be social, I just head to my nearest men's suit shop and hug any guy who makes me laugh. I mean, you know it's her job to be nice to you, right? And you say you're not a pickup artist, so what were you doing in a women's shoe store?
You talk about taking her out and buying her some boots.
When To Catch a Predator continues.
Why?
So as I was looking through more of his content, I was thinking,
hopefully nothing terribly inappropriate here.
But then I found this footage. He's talking about how great he is and how all of this is like a teachable moment.
You ready?
What?
Hey, sorry, this is completely out of the blue. You are stunning.
Dude, you get there and she's immediately walking away from you. Like, what's the lesson there?
She laughs and she actually takes a step continuing in the direction that she was going. This is really, really common.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she wants to be left alone.
She can't help but smile, giggle, laugh, and just be sort of stunned. Now, this is how you know that you've done it right.
That's nervous laughter, as far as I can tell. I mean, you have no idea what to expect from someone who comes up to you on the street.
What are you up to in the city?
Hanging out.
Does this happen to you all the time, by the way? How many times has this happened since you got from that side of the park to this side? You can be honest.
First time.
This is the best you could do, and she's still trying to walk away from you. How are those psychological tricks working out for you? Seriously, how many times did you have to film it where it didn't go like this? Also, I want to point out, remember that this man is 31. He's not just some college kid full of hormones on spring break. He's been out of college for years, and he still thinks the absolute coolest thing you could ever do in life is brag about almost kissing someone who's like giving you the cold shoulder and going after women in women's shoe stores. Like, you're just really creepy. And yeah, this might have happened a long time ago and Charlie's older now, but if he does know better, there's no evidence of that.
I don't give a shit about getting laid. I am not desperate for a girl.
So, I found a radio interview that he probably shouldn't have done.
There was this girl that I would say hi to because I saw her out often, and there was one night where she was sitting on the couch with a drink in her hand, and I came over and I was like, "You're gonna sit here with this awesome music and not dance?" She's like, "Yeah, it's just, it's not cool enough." I was like, "Sounds like you're not cool enough." I said it. I stood up and I walked away and I danced, and I noticed immediately she's just looking at me.
I mean, if you're rude to someone and then you leave, they're probably going to make sure you're not coming any closer. So, yeah, they're gonna look at you. Didn't you do more than one video about how to tell if someone's interested in you or how to read body language or something?
If you got in shape, got a cool haircut, and wore suspenders, just about no matter who you are or what you have going on, you will have women approach you and snap your suspenders. I've seen it. Women will approach you. It is absurd.
What? I guess I hadn't really thought of it before. I mean, the only guys with suspenders I can think of right now is like Santa Claus or Simple Jack. You know what? Yeah, Simple Jack has a coolish haircut. How did I not notice before how attractive he is?
What I find is jokes that bring sex up, right? That have sex as a theme in the joke are really good. I'll often start conversation by accusing a woman of staring at me or hitting on me. And if I'm wearing suspenders and she snaps them, that makes it even easier for me to, just lean into her and tease her for being such a sexual predator.
Wait, sorry. What?
Tease her for being such a sexual predator.
Okay. Let's try it.
You're such a sexual predator. Is that okay with you? Does that turn you on? Does that make you like me?
He really seems like the kind of person who would say, "Sorry, I got hacked" in real life.
That's in a joking way, right? And she'll laugh and giggle, but at some point in the conversation, I'll take it very literal.
And say it if you think it's funny. If you genuinely think it's
Yes.
funny, you're like,
Yes.
yeah, I'm gonna say it. I can totally see guys watching this, and it's like,
Yeah.
and they're like, oh, Charlie said to use that joke, and then the next night they're like, oh, you're a sexual predator.
I think what happens when people are learning to be more attracted to women is first they try on the lines. And there is a period of saying shit that is uncomfortable to you because it's uncomfortable to get a feeling of it and it not going well. I'll throw it out there. I'll see how she responds, and then I'll continue on with conversation.
Wait, so you're just tossing that out at people? Oh, simple Charlie. You sexual predator, you.
You say that, she looks at you funny, you're reactive seeking, and it doesn't go well. And you survive.
Yeah.
And you survive. That's
Yeah.
actually the big lesson. So
It's okay if you're as much of an asshole as possible, as long as no one kills you over how horrible you are. And how many bars or drinks have we had now?
go to a bar where you can sit together next to each other, and when she says something funny, you can rest your hand on her leg. Crazy, whatever, sex stories or anything.
Yeah, I guess you could just read her your blog while you get her drunk. It's funny that there are drinks, because Charlie seems to think alcohol is the devil, and you're a lazy cheat at life if you have any. Not feeling fun? Drink. Feel uncomfortable out? Drink. Trouble being funny? Drink. Too nervous to go for a kiss? Grab another. But what does that really mean? It means they're cheaters. As long as you're drinking, you're getting better at nothing. being the upstanding gentleman he is, he completely abstains from drinking. He says he won't even hook up with a girl for the first time if she's drunk. Man, what are the chances that he keeps running into these teetotal girls at bars who are okay with this? Since he would never take advantage of someone who's drunk. I feel like it's a little bit of a problem if you are the only sober person every single time you bring someone home. If they're cheaters, why are you spending your time with them?
One of the most reliable things that a woman will say when she wants you to kiss her is like, you know, we're not gonna kiss, like, you know, we're not gonna, like, you know, like, why are you bringing it up then? I'll just tease her, be like, stop trying to make me make out with you, it's working and I don't like it, right?
Maybe she doesn't actually want to? Do you have any sources for that claim?
You're not supposed to kiss? You're supposed to make out.
Not every single person is trying to use reverse psychology on you. Oh wait, I mean, everyone you meet is trying to use reverse psychology on you.
Half of the times, probably, that I lean in for a first kiss, she ducks. Like, truly, and it's because it speaks to the test.
Is that before or after you call her a sexual predator? Or maybe she straight up told you she wasn't gonna kiss you?
Probably. But the way that you respond to that moment is so much more critical than the fact that she ducked away.
Or maybe it's because you close your eyes and get 90% of the way to her face before you've checked whether or not she actually wants to kiss you. What if she's just staring at you, coming toward her face awkwardly?
If you are gonna go in for a kiss, go 90% of the way and then wait is still tried and true. Half of the times, she ducks.
Out of all the times you ever try to kiss anyone, if half of those times that person has to duck out of your way to get you to stop, I'd be inclined to say,
You're a sexual predator, like, get the hell away from me, come on, my friends are over here, like, let's go, right?
Since you're an expert on nonverbal communication and body language, you should really know that this is someone saying no. Again. How many examples are we up to now? You're flirting like a used car salesman does business. And it's not great. And by flirting, I mean harassing. And by that, I mean...
You are an asshole.
Yeah, so you harass her and...
And then drag her off to do something else.
No. No!
Yeah.
If you can handle that small moment of not right now or like slight rejection and continue on and dance and then go talk to somebody else, that is so attractive to Kirk.
Don't just leave, you kumquat. Maybe apologize for misreading. If she wasn't uncomfortable before, she probably is now. And he keeps talking about how he used to be so not confident and now he's amazing and talking to everyone ever and he wants to help you be just as cool as him. But the guy interviewing him has said the exact same thing about himself. I was curious how common this was, so I did some more research, and I would not be surprised if this page was deleted sometime soon, but I've saved it so you can see it here. All Charlie's done is rebrand some cringe fest called Kickass Academy to some cringe fest called Charisma University. Of course, businesses can change names. How do I know this isn't something completely different? Well, he said so.
And I began sharing dating tips on different forums, with my new business being named Kickass Academy, which I thought was the coolest name ever.
I googled the Kickass Academy name and found an identical course, but by a woman, which I thought was hilarious. So, just for nervous giggles, I googled Confidence Academy, and then Confidence University, and funnily enough, he's made a video about someone with a model like his, saying how great they are.
In this video, we are looking at Alpha M, who is probably the single best salesman that I have seen on YouTube.
You want us to work for you? Yes or no?
Partner, yes.
I'm out.
In fact, there are a lot of other someones, all saying the same thing.
Gentlemen!
Gents.
Yo, what's going on, Pim?
Trust me when I say this. 5 secrets.
5 best tips.
3 tips.
The secret.
For making a killer first impression.
Unstoppable confidence.
On their confidence.
Steps to become more confident.
It's taken me 2 years to do things like this and approach women. You find
It's good news for you. I created a
Confidence course.
Never lose another girl again.
Guaranteed to dramatically and drastically
Boost your confidence instantly.
Clients have paid me for this in the past.
How to be confident.
That a woman wants you to kiss her.
Thank you, Aaron, for teaching me how to feel a bit more confident in selling things.
I'm out.
I looked looked up some traits they had in common, and if you look at a list of scams on Wikipedia, you find one called a get-rich-quick scheme. They say the route to success is by following secret formulas that no one else knows about. Secret formula. Check. They've been seen on certain websites, including Google and YouTube, causing the viewer to assume said websites endorse the product. Yep. They will utilize pressuring tactics to encourage the victim to sign up quickly, such as claiming that there are only a certain number of copies of a CD left, or using special discount prices that are only available for a short amount of time. Schemes of this nature will often employ the tactic of displaying testimonials from previous users. They sure do. Of course, the testimonials are from people who don't seem to exist. Let's see what kind of course he's pushing then. I mean, it looks so much like a scam. It looks a lot like a scam, but if it guarantees amazing social success so quickly, and every method and tip and trick is proven and verifiable with cited sources, and he's really only organized the freely available information, there are a lot of comments saying how much he's helped people, and that's just based on the free stuff. So what could it cost? $10? Seriously? $6,000? Oh. Never mind, it's only 600. It's only 600 bucks. It's only 600. Yeah, I can totally get that. Okay, let's just pick any one of these. This one looks good. Will Smith touching a bunch of people. Got it.
The point is made. When you enter a room, you need to touch everyone. It makes for such a better impression, and people begin to trust you implicitly.
Excuse me? So, every time you touch someone, you have an agenda. It's later on in the video now, so I'm going to do things very literally and actually call you a sexual predator. Oh, that's great. That's a good message, man. Like, well done. After all the other stuff, I was getting pretty worried, you know? Oh! Oh, no. That's another scam. I like how the comments of this video are like, please stop. Dude, no one likes the Wonderwall guy at parties. How old are you? 16? Oh. I guess so. He tries so hard to be attractive and compelling. Being a girl, I'm sure there's something on here I'll like. Oh hell yeah, Fight Club. The Wacky Misadventures of Tyler Durden. Also, oh my god, he's totally pulling a listen to my mixtape, bruh. I feel like we've taken a pretty good look at your content here, and it's clear that you're not an expert at anything besides scamming people into thinking that you're an expert. You are making money off of lonely, desperate people, telling them they can be like you if they give you hundreds of dollars. These people could put that money towards real help. Qualified therapists who are trained to help people become more sociable, who use scientific studies to inform their work, not whatever the hell this is.
The first thing that you do is you just go like this.
You are arming awkward people with what is basically harassment as one of their main techniques.
When she says something funny, you can rest your hand on her leg.
First, be a universal toucher. Touch everyone.
Half of the times, she ducks.
So, that being said, I also have some dating advice for you.
You're fucking delusional, so try your best to remember. You're not a pimp, you're a
sexual predator.
So anyway, here is wonderful.